He's one of the richest men in the world, but almost no one knows what his kids look like. In 2025, Jeff Bezos' 4 children live far from the glare of his global empire, growing up in rare privacy while their father reshapes industries and explores space. From elite schools to quiet family moments away from headlines, Bezos' approach to fatherhood is as calculated as his business moves. Behind the billions lies a family life the public has barely glimpsed, until now. Preston Bezos. Born in 2000, Preston Bezos holds a unique position within one of the world's most closely watched families. As the eldest and only publicly named child of Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon and one of the richest men on the planet, and his ex-wife Mackenzie Scott, Preston grew up surrounded by extraordinary privilege, yet his life has remained surprisingly private. At 25 years old, he has deliberately chosen a low-profile existence, quietly pursuing education and self-development far from the shadow of media attention that constantly follows his parents. From the start, Preston's life has reflected his father's legacy in subtle but meaningful ways. Even his name carries symbolism. Preston is Jeff Bezos' own middle name, a nod to family pride and continuity. It's a small but telling detail that hints at the deep bond between father and son. Though born into a family synonymous with innovation, power, and immense wealth, Preston's upbringing was also grounded in structure and intellectual curiosity, values that both Jeff and Mackenzie emphasized while raising their 4 children. Growing up in the Bezos household meant being immersed in an environment where exploration and learning were constant themes. Jeff Bezos, known for his fascination with science and technology since childhood, often spoke about how he built contraptions and read voraciously as a young boy. It's no surprise, then, that Preston seems to have inherited that same analytical drive. According to various reports, he attended some of the most prestigious schools in the U.S., including the private Lakeside School in Seattle, the same institution that educated tech figures like Bill Gates, before going on to study at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. While details about his academic pursuits remain closely guarded, sources have also suggested that Preston may have taken courses or conducted research at Princeton University, his father's alma mater. Whether or not he officially enrolled, this connection underscores his interest in following, at least in part, the intellectual path laid down by Jeff Bezos. Both institutions, MIT and Princeton, are known for their emphasis on innovation, engineering, and leadership, fields that naturally align with the Bezos family's strengths. Despite being the child of a billionaire, Preston has rarely been photographed or interviewed. He maintains a near-total absence from social media and has never spoken publicly about his family's empire or his own ambitions. This restraint appears intentional. Friends and acquaintances describe him as intelligent, grounded, and reserved, someone who values authenticity over attention. While many children of the ultra-wealthy become fixtures on social media or in entertainment circles, Preston seems determined to define success on his own terms. Occasionally, however, the public catches a glimpse of him beside his father. He has been spotted accompanying Jeff Bezos to exclusive restaurants like Nobu in Malibu and at elite gatherings in Los Angeles, where Hollywood and Silicon Valley's most powerful figures converge. These brief appearances hint at his quiet confidence. He's comfortable moving in high-profile circles but does not seek to dominate them. Those who've observed him note that he carries himself with a calm, analytical demeanor much like his father's, though without the showmanship that often comes with such a powerful last name. His mother, Mackenzie Scott, has also played a key role in shaping Preston's worldview. A novelist and one of the most generous philanthropists in modern history, Mackenzie is known for her belief in humility, empathy, and service to others. Her influence likely instilled in her children an appreciation for purpose beyond wealth. Growing up watching her give away billions to educational and social causes, Preston would have seen firsthand that power can be used quietly and responsibly. This perspective may explain his decision to avoid public fanfare and pursue personal fulfillment instead of fame. In recent years, speculation about Preston's career path has grown. Many wonder whether he will follow Jeff Bezos into technology and entrepreneurship, perhaps taking on a leadership role at one of the family's companies, such as Amazon, Blue Origin, or the Washington Post. Yet, so far, there are no confirmed reports of him joining any of his father's ventures. Those close to the family suggest that Preston is charting his own course, possibly exploring fields related to computer science, engineering, or emerging technologies, areas where his education and family influence naturally intersect. Others believe he may gravitate toward philanthropy or environmental innovation, inspired by both parents' interests in long-term sustainability and global impact. What sets Preston apart from many celebrity children is his commitment to discretion. In an era where wealth and social media often intertwine, his near invisibility is remarkable. Unlike other heirs who embrace influencer lifestyles, he prefers anonymity, rarely attending red carpet events or publicizing personal milestones. This careful distance from publicity has only fueled curiosity, yet it also reflects the discipline and foresight that his father has long been known for. Insiders describe Preston's relationship with his father as close and mutually respectful. Jeff Bezos, who often speaks about the importance of family despite his intense professional life, has made clear that his children are his greatest investment. Preston, being the eldest, likely witnessed firsthand his father's transformation from a Seattle-based entrepreneur running Amazon out of a garage to a global figure reshaping technology, commerce, and even space travel. Growing up during those formative years must have provided him with invaluable lessons about risk-taking, innovation, and resilience. While Preston's future remains unwritten, it's clear that he is deeply influenced by both of his parents' philosophies, Jeff's relentless pursuit of progress and Mackenzie's quiet compassion. Together, they have modeled two very different kinds of power, one that builds and one that gives. For a young man coming of age in the 21st century, navigating between those legacies could be both inspiring and challenging. If there's one defining trait that observers consistently mention, it's Preston's independence. He doesn't seem eager to inherit a title or a company. Instead, he appears focused on creating his own identity, possibly through innovation, research, or socially conscious ventures. In that sense, he embodies a modern interpretation of privilege, not flaunting it, but using it as a foundation for exploration and purpose. Two younger sons. While the world recognizes Jeff Bezos as the visionary founder of Amazon and one of the wealthiest people alive, and Mackenzie Scott as a record-breaking philanthropist, far less is known about their two younger sons. In fact, almost nothing has been publicly confirmed about them, not their names, their schools, nor even what they look like. In an era when billionaire families often find themselves under constant scrutiny, the Bezos-Scott household has managed something extraordinary, maintaining nearly complete privacy for two of its youngest members. These younger sons, believed to be teenagers or in their early 20s as of 2025, have lived lives almost entirely beyond the reach of media and public curiosity. While their older brother Preston Bezos has occasionally been spotted with their father at exclusive events or dinners, his two younger siblings have remained unseen. Even among the world's most relentless paparazzi, there are no verified photographs of the younger Bezos boys. Their names have never appeared in tabloids, school records, or verified social media posts, a rarity for any children of public figures, let alone those connected to a fortune exceeding $150 billion. This silence is not accidental. It's the result of a conscious and consistent family strategy that both Jeff and Mackenzie have pursued since their children were young. The couple, who divorced in 2019 after 25 years of marriage, have long shared the belief that their wealth should not define their children's experiences. They sought to raise their family with as much normalcy as possible, emphasizing curiosity, humility, and learning over luxury or social prominence. Jeff Bezos himself has spoken publicly about his parenting philosophy, describing his approach as one rooted in exploration and freedom rather than rigid structure. He has often used the term puttering time to describe the unstructured hours he spends with his children, repairing gadgets, experimenting with small inventions, or simply reading together. This kind of open-ended exploration, he believes, fuels creativity and resilience. Instead of overscheduling their kids with elite activities or exclusive lessons, Bezos and Scott encouraged them to follow their own interests, whether those involved technology, science, or completely different fields. Given Jeff's lifelong fascination with innovation and Mackenzie's background as a novelist and philanthropist, it's easy to imagine that their household combined both intellectual rigor and creative curiosity. The younger sons likely grew up surrounded by discussions about space travel, literature, and global philanthropy, yet shielded from public exposure that could distort their sense of identity. Family insiders have suggested that the boys were taught to understand their privilege without flaunting it, a lesson reinforced by Mackenzie's down-to-earth approach to wealth and giving. Although details remain scarce, it's reasonable to infer that both sons received top-tier educations. The Bezos family has lived primarily in the Seattle area, where Jeff founded Amazon, and their children have reportedly attended elite private schools emphasizing critical thinking, STEM learning, and project-based education. These institutions often prioritize personal growth and collaboration over competition, values that mirror Jeff's own leadership style. As of 2025, observers believe the two younger sons are likely attending or preparing for university, possibly pursuing degrees related to engineering, computer science, or the natural sciences. Such paths would align naturally with their father's interests, as Jeff's ventures extend from e-commerce and AI to aerospace innovation through his space exploration company, Blue Origin. It's entirely plausible that one or both sons have inherited their father's passion for discovery, or that they may be quietly involved in student research or entrepreneurial projects under the radar. Still, for all the speculation, their anonymity remains absolute, and that seems to be by design. Jeff Bezos, despite his fame, has rarely allowed his personal life to overshadow his work. Even during his high-profile relationship with Lauren Sanchez, his children have been off-limits to media coverage. Mackenzie Scott, for her part, has shown even greater restraint. Since their divorce, she has given away more than $16 billion to charities and nonprofits across the United States, yet she has continued to shield her children from public view. For both parents, the ability to maintain privacy has been a powerful act of love, a way to let their children grow into themselves without external pressure. Friends of the family have occasionally provided glimpses into the atmosphere that defines the Bezos household. Those who've interacted with Jeff describe him as a deeply engaged father, someone who encourages hands-on learning and critical thinking rather than simply handing his children ready-made answers. He has spoken of teaching them to take calculated risks and embrace failure as part of the process of innovation, lessons that reflect the same mindset that propelled Amazon from a garage startup into a global empire. For the two younger sons, these lessons likely extend beyond academics. Growing up in a family that spans technology, literature, and philanthropy, they are surrounded by examples of how success can take many forms. Their father's bold ventures into space exploration with Blue Origin and their mother's transformative impact on global giving offer two very different but equally inspiring models of ambition. It would not be surprising if these young men grow up to blend those influences, combining their father's scientific curiosity with their mother's empathy and humanitarian values. What makes their story remarkable is that the family's wealth has not translated into celebrity. Many billionaire heirs grow up in the public eye, their every move documented and debated. The Bezos sons, by contrast, are a testament to their parents' insistence on privacy and integrity. Their absence from the spotlight isn't a gap in public knowledge, it's a deliberate boundary. Jeff and Mackenzie wanted their sons to experience genuine friendships, make independent choices, and develop confidence apart from the family fortune. As they enter adulthood, The younger Bezos sons represent a generation raised in the heart of one of the most transformative tech empires but untouched by its constant glare. They are part of a new model of wealth and family life, one where privacy itself becomes a form of privilege. Their anonymity is not just a protective measure, but also a statement about values. That character and curiosity matter more than fame or inheritance. Adopted daughter. Among the many chapters of Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Scott's family story, few are as quietly moving as that of their youngest child, an adopted daughter from China. Though her name, age, and identifying details have never been publicly revealed, her presence within one of the world's most prominent families adds a deeply human and emotional dimension to their legacy. In a household often associated with innovation, power, and unimaginable wealth, the choice to adopt speaks volumes about the values that guided Bezos and Scott as parents: empathy, inclusiveness, and love that transcends borders. The adoption reportedly took place while Jeff and Mackenzie were still married, during a period when their family life remained intensely private despite Amazon's meteoric rise. By that point, Bezos was already a household name, and the couple had 3 biological sons. Yet, even amid the pressures of fame and fortune, they made a profoundly personal decision: to open their home and hearts to a child from halfway across the world. For a family so accustomed to the public gaze, adopting from China was not merely a symbolic act, but an expression of their belief in global connection and compassion. In keeping with their tradition of privacy, the Bezos family has never discussed the adoption publicly. Neither parent has confirmed details such as when or how the adoption took place, or how old their daughter was when she joined the family. What has emerged through the occasional accounts of close acquaintances, however, paints a picture of a warm, nurturing environment, a family defined not by privilege, but by genuine togetherness. Insiders have described the Bezos home as one where curiosity and empathy were cornerstones of parenting. Jeff Bezos, known for his belief in experiential learning, encouraged his children to explore the world hands-on, building, tinkering, and imagining. Mackenzie Scott, meanwhile, instilled in them an awareness of others, teaching them to look beyond their comfort zones and appreciate the diversity of human experience. For their daughter, who came from a very different cultural background, this household offered both stability and open-mindedness. As the only daughter and the youngest of 4 children, she naturally holds a special place within the family dynamic. Sources close to the family suggest that she is bright, inquisitive, and creative, with an artistic streak that echoes her mother's literary sensibilities. She is said to have developed an early love for languages and travel, experiences that have been part of her upbringing from the start. Family acquaintances have occasionally noted that she travels frequently with her siblings, often accompanying them on family vacations to Europe, Hawaii, or South America. These trips, while private, reflect the family's shared interest in culture, exploration, and learning from the world around them. Despite the massive global attention surrounding Jeff Bezos, particularly after his divorce from Mackenzie in 2019 and his relationship with Lauren Sanchez, his children have remained entirely shielded from public life. The adopted daughter, especially, has been kept out of every camera's reach. No verified photos of her exist in any major media outlet, and even paparazzi have failed to uncover details about her schooling or hobbies. This level of secrecy is not simply about control. It's a conscious act of protection. Jeff and Mackenzie made clear that their children, regardless of wealth or fame, deserve to grow up in privacy, to discover themselves without the distortions of media attention. In interviews over the years, Jeff Bezos has often spoken about what kind of father he strives to be. He emphasizes independence, curiosity, and the importance of making mistakes, lessons he said he tries to pass on to all his children. It's likely that these same values extend to his adopted daughter. Friends say he's deeply affectionate and playful as a father, spending time helping his kids fix things, explore new interests, or simply putter around, as he once described it. Unstructured time for discovery and bonding. For a child adopted into such a high-profile family, this kind of grounding presence would have been vital in building confidence and a sense of belonging. Mackenzie Scott's influence is equally profound. Known for her philanthropy and humility, she has consistently used her platform to advocate for equality and human rights. Her commitment to helping marginalized communities through billions in charitable donations speaks to the same compassion that likely inspired the decision to adopt. Within the family, her approach to motherhood is said to be deeply empathetic, encouraging her children to understand their global privilege and the responsibility that comes with it. Through her example, her daughter has grown up witnessing what it means to use one's advantages not for self-glorification, but to uplift others. By 2025, the Bezos' adopted daughter is likely in her teenage years, a stage when she is discovering her passions and shaping her identity. Those familiar with the family describe her as bright, socially aware, and imaginative, thriving in both academics and the arts. Though no one outside the family circle knows where she studies, it's safe to assume she receives an elite education that blends academic rigor with global awareness, a hallmark of the Bezos family's parenting philosophy. Her exposure to multiple cultures and languages, combined with a home environment that values compassion as much as intellect, suggests she is being raised to see herself not just as a member of a powerful family, but as a citizen of the world. For Jeff Bezos, whose ventures like Blue Origin look beyond Earth itself, the concept of thinking globally and even universally has always been integral. Adopting a child from China fits seamlessly within this worldview, symbolizing a belief that family and humanity are not limited by geography or circumstance. It's also a reflection of how he and Mackenzie once saw the world, vast, interconnected, and full of opportunity for kindness. In many ways, this youngest child embodies the heart of the Bezos family story. While Jeff's public persona often centers on innovation and ambition, and Mackenzie's on generosity and social justice, their daughter represents the human side of that legacy, the quiet, personal expression of the values they share. Her existence is a reminder that even amid unimaginable wealth, family can still be grounded in love, understanding, and shared purpose. What makes her story so compelling is precisely what remains unknown. In a time when so many celebrity and billionaire families invite the world into their private lives through social media, the Bezos family has chosen silence. Their decision to keep her identity completely confidential is not about secrecy for its own sake. It's about preserving the sanctity of childhood. They understand that a normal life, free from media obsession, is perhaps the greatest gift they can give her. As she continues to grow, the world may one day learn more about Jeff Bezos' youngest child, perhaps through her own achievements, independent of her famous last name. But until that day, she remains the quiet soul at the center of one of the world's most visible families, living proof that even in a household built on global success and staggering fortune, love, inclusion, and protection remain the family's truest legacy. Family life and parenting. For all the headlines that have followed Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Scott, their shared approach to parenting has always been strikingly modest. Despite belonging to a family whose name has become a global symbol of wealth, innovation, and influence, both parents have consistently emphasized simplicity, stability, and togetherness over extravagance. Their children, 4 in total, including an adopted daughter from China, have grown up in an environment designed not around luxury, but around love, curiosity, and grounded family values. Jeff Bezos has often described his family life as the quiet foundation beneath his ambitious professional world. Long before his daily schedule filled with Amazon board meetings and space exploration plans, he made it clear that his mornings were sacred. In rare interviews, he revealed that he avoids setting early meetings and cherishes the ritual of having breakfast with his children, reading the newspaper, and talking about the day ahead. These small routines, he once said, remind him of what truly matters. "I like to putter in the morning," he explained, his way of saying that those unhurried hours with family fuel the rest of his day. That focus on structure and presence has been a hallmark of both Jeff and Mackenzie's parenting philosophy. Even as Amazon grew into a trillion-dollar company, and as their fortune placed them among the wealthiest people on Earth, they were determined to give their children as normal an upbringing as possible. They prioritized hands-on learning, creativity, and curiosity over status symbols. The children were encouraged to read, explore, and take things apart to understand how they worked, mirroring Jeff's own childhood curiosity that led him to become one of the world's leading innovators. When Jeff and Mackenzie announced their divorce in 2019, after 25 years of marriage, many wondered how such a high-profile separation might affect their family. Yet, unlike the public drama often associated with celebrity splits, the Bezos-Scott divorce was remarkably dignified. Both parents emphasized mutual respect and the continued importance of family. They reportedly established a cooperative and peaceful co-parenting relationship, ensuring that their children's routines remained stable and loving. Today, the Bezos children divide their time between their parents' homes, spending part of the year with their mother, Mackenzie Scott, and part with their father and his new wife, Lauren Sanchez. By all accounts, the transition has been managed with warmth and respect. Friends of the family describe a dynamic that is modern, fluid, and supportive, one that places the children's emotional well-being above all else. Lauren Sanchez, a former journalist and helicopter pilot, has 3 children from previous relationships, and together with Jeff, she has helped create what many describe as a blended family that works. While Jeff and Lauren's relationship has attracted considerable media attention, they have taken great care to protect the privacy of all their children. Instead of red carpets and constant publicity, their family life revolves around shared dinners, travel, and low-key family traditions. In interviews, both Jeff and Lauren have spoken about the value of family dinners, times when phones are put away and conversations flow freely. "Family dinners are important to us," Lauren has said. "It's when we reconnect and just talk about our day." Jeff echoes this sentiment, emphasizing that even amid their global commitments, those everyday moments of togetherness are sacred. Behind the glamour of yachts, space launches, and billion-dollar ventures, their home life is surprisingly quiet, rooted in ordinary rituals that keep them connected. While their lifestyle inevitably includes the privileges of immense wealth, private travel, security, and beautiful homes in Seattle, Maui, and Washington, D.C., the Bezos children are growing up largely outside the public eye. None of them maintain public social media accounts, and their parents have gone to extraordinary lengths to shield them from exposure. Unlike many children of high-profile families who become influencers or reality TV personalities, the Bezos children are rarely, if ever, photographed. Their privacy is not just a protective measure. It's an expression of the family's core belief that character matters more than attention. Mackenzie Scott's influence is deeply felt in that regard. Since her divorce, she has become a global symbol of purpose-driven generosity, giving away tens of billions to nonprofits and educational causes. Yet, she remains one of the most private billionaires alive, living quietly, without the trappings of fame. Her humility and focus on meaningful impact rather than public recognition have undoubtedly shaped how her children see the world. Sources close to the family describe her as a hands-on, thoughtful mother who encourages empathy, independent thinking, and awareness of global issues. Jeff, on the other hand, brings to parenting the same strategic curiosity that built his empire. He's known to inspire his kids with thought experiments about the future, discussing space, sustainability, and innovation in ways that spark their imagination. Still, his core parenting principle remains simple: to raise kind, curious, and resilient individuals who understand both the privilege and the responsibility that come with their family name. In this blended post-divorce family, the Bezos children are said to get along well with Lauren Sanchez's kids. Family gatherings reportedly include everything from outdoor adventures and beach vacations to quiet nights at home. Photos occasionally captured by bystanders, never officially released, show the group enjoying relaxed, unguarded moments. Insiders say that while their lives may span multiple homes and continents, their family dynamic feels surprisingly natural. Despite the occasional glimpse into Jeff's high-profile relationship or Mackenzie's philanthropic milestones, the Bezos children themselves remain enigmas. There are no interviews, no public appearances, and no social media presence. Their parents have made it clear: childhood, even in the shadow of unimaginable wealth, should be protected. It's a philosophy that runs counter to the culture of exposure that dominates modern celebrity life. What do you think about Jeff Bezos's 4 kids? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.